Here's an overview of 3D modelling tools for Ayrshire mezzanine floor systems that are now available from the Tekla warehouse. Search for Ayrshire in the Tekla warehouse and choose Mezzanine Floor Tools. Use Just Download to use the tools in more than just a single model. Make sure you have the latest Tekla service packs. These are Tekla 2023 Service Pack 10 and 2024 Service Pack 1. Extract the files and double-click the TSEP to add it to one or more versions of Tekla. Start Tekla. To use the tool, search for AYR or MEZZ in the Applications tab and select Ayrshire Mezzanine Floor. The beam parameters dialog is used to set the spacing and rotation of the beams. To add the beams and tie rods, select the primary beams and the start and finish points along those beams. Modify the spacings to suit the conditions. To add connections, select the Ayrshire Mezzanine Floor Inset Cleat from the Applications and Components menu. Change the selection filter to Objects and Components, then select the primary beam, then the Ayrshire beams. The macro adds the right cleats. Let's have a detailed look at the Ayrshire floor tool interface. Pick the first beam profile from the drop-down list. The dialog also allows you to pick intermediate and last beams, but these can be left blank if all the beams are the same as the first. You can also define the part and assembly prefixes and numbering series. Everything else in this dialog box can be left unchanged. That includes the air swage ties, which are universal and can be used for both CJ beams and the swage beams. The Beam Parameters tab controls the spaces between the beams. The Offset box controls the vertical positioning and accepts both negative and positive values. The beam orientation is controlled by the next few boxes. Offset beam by thickness enables the cleats to use the same bolt holes if the joists are at different thicknesses. The top illustration shows different thickness joists both sides of a UB profile and the cleat holes don't line up. The lower illustration shows the same joists centered on the bolt holes. This is the best option for any floors with different thickness joists. The Tie Parameters tab controls the number of ties and enables an odd number of joists to be tied. You can also add tie rods at specific locations along a beam. To do this, first place a location point and then use the Ayrshire Mezzanine tie bar macro from the Applications and Components menu. Pick the beams, then the point. This adds ties and holes along the standard hole punch gauge lines. You can also use back-to-back swage beams as primary beams. The connection macro puts bolt holes through both the primary beam pairs. Some floors have UC primary beams with flange widths that are too wide for standard cleats. There are also times when the flange root radius clashes with the standard brackets. For these conditions, Ayrshire can design and make custom cleats and supply beams with offset punching. Please contact sales@ayrshire.co.uk for further information.